Welcome once again to Commander by Danon. Today's video came at the request of a longtime patron. Her favorite Final Fantasy game was 9, and her favorite thing to do in that game was to dig for treasure with Choco. And so, at Roxy's request, we have a bird deck led by Choco, Seeker of Paradise. At her request, we included a few Moogles. Also, and I know it's annoying to keep hearing this, but statistically if I don't ask you to like and subscribe, the video gets fewer subscribers. Choco, Seeker of Paradise is a 4-mana 3/5 legendary bird. Whenever one or more birds we control attack, we look at that many cards from the top of our library. We may put one of them into our hand. We then put any number of land cards from among them onto the battlefield tapped, and the rest into our graveyard. Additionally, Choco has a landfall effect. Whenever a land we control enters, Choco gets +1/+0 until the end of turn. The landfall ability is shared with all Chocobos in the Final Fantasy set, so I wanted to make sure we could always be playing extra lands every turn. Now, some lore about Choco. Don't worry, this isn't really a spoiler, it's more of a minigame. When Zidane first discovers the Chocobo Forest, the Moogle, Mene, teaches him how to summon Choco. Whenever you're in the open world, if you find Chocobo tracks, use a Gishel Green and you will summon Choco. Choco can help you find buried treasures throughout the world that will not only change Choco's colors, it will grant him the ability to traverse different terrain types. So, not a lot of lore behind Choco, but you can see how his digging for treasure in Final Fantasy IX ties into digging through the top of our library. Now, we also fill our graveyard fairly quickly, so we'll want to keep that in mind. Do we go for the Reanimator route in Bant, or do we go a different route? You'll have to watch the video to find out. But before we get to our deck list, a quick word from our sponsor, Ultimate Guard. Ultimate Guard is made famous by their boulders. Solid, reliable, and affordable deck boxes. Boulders are now available in solid colors, like this beautiful blue one seen here. Find out if your local game store carries the new Ultimate Guard solid color boulders, or click on the link down below to order yourself one from Amazon. In order to build a functional commander deck, you need lots of different pieces, which is why I try to rely on my handy-dandy checklist. 50 mana sources, usually split between 37 lands and 13 pieces of ramp, 10 pieces of card advantage, 8 to 10 pieces of spot removal, 2 to 3 board wipes, 2 pieces of graveyard hate, and 1 sudden I win card. Oh, one more quick announcement before we get started. I'm currently streaming over on Gaming with Danon as well as Twitch. It'll mostly be Final Fantasy XIV, but you're more than welcome to pop in and talk about Commander. Honestly, about half my streams are talking about manga, anime, or Commander. For lands, we're running Command Tower, Cavern of Souls, 3 Tree City, Windswept Heath, Flooded Strand, Misty Rainforest, Wooded Foothills, Arid Mesa, Polluted Delta, Spara's Headquarters, Temple Garden, Hallowed Fountain, Breeding Pool, Bountiful Promenade, Sea of Clouds, Rejuvenating Springs, Overgrown Farmland, Deserted Beach, Dreamroot Cascade, Lush Portico, Meticulous Archive, Hedge Maze, Selesnya Sanctuary, Azorius Chancery, Simic Growth Chamber, Gavany Township, Scavenger Grounds, 5 Forests, 3 Plains, and 2 Islands. Not exactly a budget list, but not super expensive either. Our mana ramp package consists of Birds of Paradise, Gilded Goose, Cartographer's Hawk, Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Crucible of Worlds, Conduit of Worlds, Ramming Up Excavator, 3 Visits, Rampant Growth, Farseek, Nature's Lore, Cultivate, Kodama's Reach, and Skyshroud Claim. Lots of ways to replay our fetch lands and even some birds to help us out. For card advantage, we've got Delivery Moogle, Ledger Shredder, Curiosity Crafter, Aerial Extortionist, Hermes, Overseer of Elpis, Castrol the Windcrested, Rhystic Study, Echo of Eons, Reconnaissance Mission, Coastal Piracy, Kindred Discovery, Saz Katsroy, and Tatyova Benthic Druid. I tried to add as many thematic cards as possible, but you'll note we do have a way to shuffle our graveyard into our library. For interaction and spot removal, we've got Chocobo Kick, Bart's and Boko, Moogle's Valor, Aven Mind Sensor, Aven Interrupter, Beast Within, Generous Gift, Negate, Counterspell, Dovin's Veto, Commit Memory, Teferi's Protection, and Heroic Intervention. Lots of ways to protect our board and interact with our opponents as well. Our board wipes consist of Farewell and Cyclonic Rift. Simple and powerful. The core of our deck consists of Chocobo Racetrack, Saz Chocobo, Side Quest Raise a Chocobo, Traveling Chocobo, Summon Fat Chocobo, Summon Choco Mog, Summon Good King Mog the 12th, Ambrosia Whiteheart, Mockingbird, Murmuring Mystic, Nesting Dovehawk, Emeria Angel, Murmuration, Flurry of Wings, and Salvation Swan. Supporting our plan, we've also got Tanos the Toymaker, Swiftfoot Boots, Lightning Greaves, and Plume Creed Escort. Gotta protect our commander somehow. Now that we have our deck list, let's compare it to our checklist. 53 mana sources split between 37 lands, 15 pieces of ramp, and our commander. Heavy, I know, but we're a landfall deck, so it's fine. 14 pieces of card advantage, counting our commander. 13 pieces of interaction. 2 board wipes. 4 pieces of graveyard hate in Echo of Eons, Commit Memory, Farewell, and Scavenger Grounds. 1 Sudden Eye win card in Cyclonic Rift. Our deck is designed to go wide. We hit the board with a ton of creatures and protect them against board wipes with either counter magic or making them indestructible. Every turn, we swing out with our army of birds, supported by our Moogles, and dig through our deck. Now, on previous videos, I've mentioned how the 2 things every commander deck wants to do is ramp and draw cards. The more cards you draw and the more you're able to ramp, the stronger your deck is, regardless of the bracket system. But that's a lot harder to quantify into a system, so I don't blame WotC for not utilizing it. Anyway, if you have a commander that ramps you, you're in a good spot. If you have a commander that helps you draw cards, you're also doing pretty good. But if you have a commander that does both, they are a top-tier commander and should be feared. It wouldn't surprise me if Choco, Seeker of Paradise, was eventually as feared as Kalia or Korvold. Not quite on the Game Changers list, but not too far behind either. Are you building a Choco, Seeker of Paradise deck? What about a deck led by a different Final Fantasy commander? Leave a comment below. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, a huge shout out to my editor Cutestuff. I couldn't make these videos without her. If you'd like to hire her to edit your own videos, she can be reached at cutestuff.edits@gmail.com. Link is down below. If you're looking for ways to support the channel directly, you can head on over to patreon.com/Danon. You can have a video made or just ask for help building or tuning a deck list. I also wanted to give a quick shout out to all of my patrons: Waffles, Jiraiya, Muffins, Marcus, Brett, Roxy, Alix, Borgi, Nazwin, Conga, Robert, Pi, Kazaris, Patrick, Tiz, Art, Richard, Sint, Boomy, Osara, Justin, Golden Walker, Ernesto, and Midge. You guys are awesome. I post new Commander Deck videos every weekday, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of new videos. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next time on Commander by Danon.